Hey yo, DBZ Mando signing on here, and I have just watched the Bad Batch episode number 2 called Cut and Run, and I wanted to, give my thoughts and give a breakdown on this. So I know I'm a little late. It's like this video is coming out right before the next episode comes out, and I'll be sure to get on top of that once that other episode comes out. But I wanted to go ahead and give a review over this because, I'm behind. So yeah, I'll give my thoughts, do a little breakdown right now. So I know I said I was going to do a breakdown on the last episode, but I realized I kind of already did that in that episode. So, um, you know, I guess I'm not too good with breakdowns. I'll get better, but we'll do a little breakdown here on everything that happens in this episode, and then I'll give my thoughts and stuff at the end. So spoiler warning, for now. But anyways, and I guess you guys can enjoy still image until I get better at the entire thing of editing. But anyway, that's beside the point. You guys are here to talk about for Bad Batch. So episode 2 is title of the episode is Cut and Run. And this episode is unlike the other episode, is 30 minutes long. It also aired the same week. I wasn't exactly prepared for that, but hey, more Star Wars. So anyways, so we pick up where we left off with the Bad Batch. They're coming back from Camino after jumping hyperspace, and are going into a planet TC T49er, right? I should have done my research. That's okay. But anyway, yeah, they head to a planet. Apparently, this planet, I don't know if I said in the last video, but I had learned later on that this is the planet where they had met back in the Clone Wars, where Rex was shot. And I think it was season 2 of the Clone Wars where Rex was shot and had been helped by a farmer, which they found out was a clone. So, anywho, as we get into this story, we find out that the Bad Batch enter this planet, and Omega it's the first time Omega ever lands on the planet. So she's there, and she's messing with the dirt, and she's like, whoa, what is this? And they're like, it's just dirt. And she's like, it's wonderful. And you gotta keep in mind, she has not seen anything other than facilities and testing chambers and cloning tubes. She hasn't seen anything. So this is her first time seeing this stuff, and she's perplexed by it. She's amazed, and so it's really nice seeing her interact the way she interact with the environment the way she is. It's things that we take for granted and just overlook, but to her it's like, oh my god, it's amazing. Anyway, so they head on, and they actually stumble onto a farm and end up running into almost a trap. Wrecker avoids the trap, goes over it, and then runs into another trap, which is a bunch of droids, which he goes crazy about. And they tell him to calm down. He's like, what? But anyway, so, and that's when we are introduced to Cut and his wife. So yes, Cut does make a return in this episode, which is pretty awesome. We saw him back in episode 2. He's growing, nice little sideburns. Anyway, so Cut returns in this episode, and, he says, hello. He greets them, and he takes them to their house. So then they go ahead and explain, why they're here as they're on the run. And Cut actually informs them that Rex was there. He had passed right by. They just missed him. He passed on through and was missing, and was going on about the entire inhibitor chip thing. And so and that's when they find out. Bad Patch finds out inhibitor chips, and that's what was making them execute their order. So sorry about the dog in the back, but so that what makes them execute the command. So anyway, they go ahead and explain to them what's been going on with the Empire, coming over here and coming into the Outer Rim, or well, it's not the Outer Rim, but the Empire is coming in and basically taking over. So they're taking over, and Cut's talking about that he's gonna have to leave because it's becoming a little too packed. So they end up trying to leave, and we actually see his kids again. Now his kids kind of look wonky in my opinion. Like the son looks almost the same, obviously with updated models, and the daughter looks completely different. Like she is full on blue. Like I know she was blue in season 2, but like she had like a pale face. But I was like, wow, okay. It was weird. It was weird seeing them different. But yeah, so he goes to explain that he's trying to leave the planet as, the Empire is getting too close for comfort for him. So they go ahead and head into town to go, buy passage off of the planet. And, they exchange their credits. But they are, they run into a roadblock because they find out that the credits he's trying to use are no longer valid, as all credits are now turned into Imperial credits. One of the signs of the Empire taking over, already changing currency. They're Imperial credits. So he has to find another way out because they need a chain code. Now, you need Imperial credits and you need a chain code. You can't leave without a chain code, and we see this when one of the civilians are trying to leave, and the clones just push him down saying you need a chain code for passage. So they're like, well, that's great. So anyway, they go ahead and head back home and say that there's no way they're getting off without chain codes, and they can't legally buy any chain codes because they'll automatically recognize Cut as a clone and a deserter, and he'll be executed on sight. So what they go ahead and devise a plan is Tech's going to go ahead and steal, or Tech devises a plan to have their ship impounded, and so they can get into the impound dock and steal Imperial chain codes, so they can use that to go ahead and get cutting them off. And while they're doing all this, Hunter is talking with Cut and saying that hey, maybe it's a better idea if Omega lives with them, because it's safer for her over there. It's safer for them. And the reason why he's thinking it is because, I should have mentioned this before, she had gotten in a skirmish trying to grab a ball past the fence and almost gets attacked by a cat, like an alien, like, I guess what, jaguar, almost feline monster. It's the same creature from episode 2 that like scratches Padme's, like claws the entire, gashes her back. If you remember Attack of the Clones, it's that creature, just with different color palette. But anyway, so after he saves her, he yells at her, but Cut's like, hey, she's not a soldier. You gotta speak to her like calmly, and Cut speaks to her, like how any other parent would, and comforts her. And so because of that, Hunter sees that yeah, you're right. She's not a soldier. She needs to go with them. So he comes to the decision to have Omega go with Cut and them and be safe. Live a normal life. But yeah, while that happens, they get their ship impounded, and Hunter's like not very thrilled because Tech didn't tell him about the plan of getting the ship impounded, especially since Omega was actually still on the ship when they found this. So they're like, well, this complicates things. So they end up getting the ship impounded, and so what happens is Echo goes ahead and heads out from the ship and heads into one of the what's it called? I guess the outposts, or whatever you would say, at the guard. Anyway, once the clone leaves, he heads in there, steals chain codes, and then heads back inside so Tech can go ahead and forge them. And so while they do all that, more clone troopers end up showing up. And while this is all happening, Hunter, Cut, and them are getting ready to head out. So Tech or Echo can go ahead and meet them up with the chain codes, and they can leave. So they end up keep going. And Tech finishes the chain codes, but then more stormtroopers come and is like, okay, we gotta figure out how to get out of here. And tells Echo goes to go take the the boot off the ship. But they go to get back to all the stormtroopers, and then all of a sudden when they go, because they went to go see the stormtroopers, Omega grabs the chain codes and goes ahead and decides she's gonna go run to the troopers, and then they see Omega's running to them. So that's when they're like, all right, it's time to go. So Echo goes ahead and heads down to go take off the boot, and while he's doing that, a stormtrooper, I keep saying stormtroopers because they're still clones, and I want to say stormtroopers because we're technically in the Empire area, but they're not called that just yet. So I'm gonna, if I say stormtroopers or clones, it's not the same thing, but you know what I mean. So Echo tries to take off the boot, but a clone catches him. He takes out the clone. Tech takes out the clone, and then more clones come. Wrecker goes ahead and goes to assist them because he was walking with Hunter and them while it was happening. Wrecker goes to assist them. Hunter's waiting with all of them in line. Omega finally makes it while everybody's having a skirmish at the dock. Omega makes it, says, hey, Tech made 5 instead of 4, and that's when she finds out. Hunter informs her that she's gonna go and stay with them. and Omega wants to stay with the Bad Batch, but he's like, no, it's safer. It's not a life for you. So anyway, they go ahead and board him off, and he leaves. And Omega's really like, what's it called? Torn. She doesn't know what to. She doesn't want to leave them. But anyway, Hunter runs back, goes, saves the rest of the, well, not saves, but mostly just helps the Bad Batch in taking out the troopers. And then as they're getting ready to leave, what's it called? Omega comes back, and they go ahead and help Omega get her on the ship, and then they head out. And then that's when Hunter and Omega have a talk where Omega's like, I left Kamino and I left with you guys for a reason, because I wanted to stay with you. And, and Hunter's like, he doesn't yell at her, he doesn't do anything, he's just like, okay, I understand. You wanted to stay, and that is your decision. So you'll go ahead and stay with us. And then the episode ends right there. So, yeah, I think that was a neat little breakdown, let me know. But anyway, so now here's the review, I guess. The episode was really good. It was nice seeing Cut again. Only problems were the difference in the looking at the kids, I guess. That's the only thing that really bothered me, because they looked so different. But, that's animation change. That's just what happens. But, yeah, it was nice seeing Cut and them return. I kind of want to know how they knew Cut. They didn't really explain in the episode too much how they knew him. But, yeah. What else? It was a really good episode. Echo was acting, I guess, more aggressive than usual. I don't know why. He just seemed very, very stern and aggressive this episode. But I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. What else? It was a pretty alright episode, not gonna lie. It was pretty good for what it was. It was good for what it was. It wasn't too crazy. I wasn't expecting too much. It was nice seeing Cut, like I said. Cut and Run as a title is pretty neat. Hopefully we might see Rex, because again they did mention that he just passed through. They don't know where though, because they didn't know where he went. He never said. He just came in, talked about it, and then left. He didn't ask. Cut didn't ask. So they're still on where they're going. We will find out tomorrow, and then I'll have a video for that. But yeah. But anyways, it was a really good episode so far. Really enjoyed it. It was very episodic. Hopefully, we get more, I guess, explanations. I'm really curious to see where they're going to go from here. As to what's going to happen with the Bad Batch, what's going to happen with the story, who they're going to meet, what planet they're on to, because they're just jumping from planet to planet. Also, I can't say, it was really nice seeing Hunter and Wrecker, like, I guess, casual. It was nice. It was a nice change. But yeah, so anyways, I think that's going to be it for the review, for my review and a little breakdown. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to blast that like button as the universe. Comment down below what you enjoyed about this episode, and what was your favorite part, and what do you think is going to happen next episode. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, sure blast that like button out of this universe, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. DBZ Mando, signing out.